All right. Hello, everyone. And today we are going to go over what it means by adding and subtracting in high school level. But in order for us to do this, let's cover the basic idea. Number one, hope everybody do know 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. What about 2 minus 3? So in your brain, you want to see in front of 2 there is understood positive that we do not write. We don't write this positive in front of 2. However, therefore, this 2, you could write that as there are 2 positives. In here, there are 3 positives. So together, we have 5 positives. We could do the same thing over here. We have 2 positives. And you have, see now, the sign of 3 is negative, therefore there are 1, 2, 3 negatives. And we could quickly do this. 1 positive, 1 negative cancels out, 1 positive, 1 negative cancels out. At the end of the day, what you have is negative 1. There are 1 negative left. Let's do another one. We have negative 2 and plus 3. So we could do the same thing again. There are 2 negatives, and here we have 3 positives. And we could do this one in your brain. 1 negative, 1 positive, 1 negative, 1 positive. They cancels out. At the end of the day, we have 1 positive. We do not write this positive sign. We usually write just 1. All right. There is a last one, last case, most likely. What about there is a negative 2 minus 3? So here, this one has 2 negatives, and this guy, negative 3, I have a 1, 2, 3 negatives. So when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at the end of the day, you have a negative 5. There's exactly the same notation that we write negative 2 minus 3, or we could write this one as negative 2 plus negative 3. And they mean the same thing. This guy and this guy, they meant exactly the same thing. So here still I have 2 negatives. There are 3 negatives. And this one right here, you could read it as combine. Combine. Then together we have a negative 5. So we have a negative 5 here, and we have a negative 5 here. So they meant the same thing. And you probably heard this one from your math teacher. Therefore, this 3 dot means therefore. This means, I'm going to write it here. This means therefore, T-H-E-R-E-F-O-R-E. Therefore, we can generalize. Generalize, G-E-N-E-R-A-L-I. Generalize, add, and subtract. Which is when you have a same sign. Number one, same sign, then keep the sign, and add. These are the example of, let's label this one. So this is 1, 2, scenario 2, scenario 3. This is a scenario 4. So same sign in case of 1 and 4. Then we keep the sign. See, positive 2, positive 3. That's a case of 1. Negative 2, negative 3. That's a case of 4. And you add them and keep the sign. Number 2. different sign. D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-T, different sign. Then subtract big minus small number. However, follow the sign of big number. So that's the example of 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Okay, so 2 and 3, when you look at the 2, positive 2 and negative 3, different number, different sign. Therefore, we subtract. And number 3, negative 2, positive 3, different sign. One's a negative, one's a positive. Therefore, we subtract and follow the sign of bigger number. So when it comes down to adding and subtracting, guys, and let's give you the procedure that you probably want to think about. And let's say you have a 16 and minus 20. So first of all, number one, do it in your brain every single time. Look at the 16, this is positive. Look at the 20, this is negative. They have a different sign. Then in your brain, you're going to go, okay, I'm going to subtract. Subtract, that's your first thing that in your brain. And then number two, look at the bigger number. In this case, look at the 16 versus 20. Which one is a bigger number? 20 is a bigger number. This time, don't look at the sign. Just look at the number 16 and 20. And you go, you know what? 20 is a bigger number. And therefore, you're going to look at the sign of the bigger number, which is negative. So you know from the very beginning, at the end, your answer should be negative something. So here, from the very beginning, decide your sign. This is a negative something number. Because 20 is bigger than 16, and sign of 20 is negative. And now you're going to subtract here, number 3, you're going to subtract. This time you're going to subtract 20 minus 16, which is 4. So my answer should be 4. It's a negative 4. Done. So let's do another one, just in case. So what if you have negative 5, negative 7? Look at the sign. Number one, look at the sign. When you look at the sign, and I look at the sign, one is negative 5, the other one is negative 7. Do they have a same sign? Then you know you're going to add. And I'm going to add. I'm going to add as if there's no sign in front of it. So 5 plus 7, which is 12. So this is 12. And since they have a same sign, same, therefore keep the sign, negative. The way that it helps in the high school level is now when you're going to combine like term. If you have a negative 2x minus 8x, what is that equal to? So number one, look at the sign and variable. Do they have a same variable? Okay, then I can add. Number one, they have a same variable. Same variable. Good. So my answer should be at the end of the day, I will have a x something. Number two, look at the sign. Do they have a same sign or different sign? They have a same sign. They both have a negative. They're both negative. So at the end, I know since they have a same sign, I'm going to keep the sign. It's negative something. Since they have same sign, I'm going to add. So 2 plus 8, which is 2 plus 8, 10. So it'll be negative 10x. So there's later you're going to do this one without following this, without following 1, 2, 3. You're going to just remind yourself, okay, do they have a same sign? Do they have a different sign? Do they have a same sign? Do they have a different sign? If it's the same sign, keep the sign. If they have a different sign, subtract big minus small and follow the sign of bigger number. So last example, excuse me. If I have a 11xy and minus 17xy. So number one, do they have a same variable? They have a same variable. So at the end of the day, my answer is something xy for sure. And number two, do they have a same sign or different sign? They have a different sign. One's a positive, the other one is, this one is a positive, 11 has a positive, this one is negative. And then look at the sign of the bigger number. 17 is bigger than 11. Therefore, my answer should be negative something, because 17 is bigger than 11 and sign of 17 is negative. Then you're going to do quickly in your brain, you could do 17 minus 11, which is 6. Therefore, this one is negative 6xy. Simple. Make it simple. Do not make it any harder than what it's supposed to be. So let's summarize everything one more time. Right. When you're adding and subtracting, first of all, look at the sign. Number one, we need to look at the sign. And if they have a same sign, when they have a same sign, then what you're going to do is keep the sign, then add. When they have a different sign, signs are different, then you're going to, somewhere there, you're going to subtract. And you're not going to keep the sign this time. You're going to follow the sign of big number. All right, that's it for today, and see you next time, guys.